Hello, and welcome to Computer Science 12, Programming Concepts and Methods, where we will be learning Java programming. My name is Susie Mono, and I'm teaching the course. I thought maybe you might want to match a face with a voice. So for this first introductory lecture recording, I've put my face here, and you can see me, but the subsequent lectures you will just hear my voice for the whole semester. I've been teaching part-time at Sierra College since 2007. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science from Cal State Northridge, and I have a master's degree in computer science from Sac State. I worked back in the 80s at a company called Hughes Aircraft Company, which is no longer, but I was on a software development team where we were building a automated test system for a satellite. It was very exciting. I've been teaching since 2000, and I've been at Sierra College since 2007. I've taught computer science, intro to computer science, Java, C++, XML, and a game design course. So this course is broken up into weekly modules, and each week you will have reading assignments, a written assignment, and a programming assignment. And so just make sure that you look on, and we'll go over it every week at what all your assignments are. All of assignments are due on Sunday at midnight of that week. So make sure you stay caught up and working, and you'll be fine through the class. Here is the syllabus, and I wanted to go through that. I'm on Canvas, and if you click on syllabus, you'll see the course syllabus. It has my name, of course, and my email, and you're welcome to email me anytime and ask me questions. I check my email several times a day and probably will get back to you pretty quick. Although on the weekends, I can't promise that I will get back to you that fast, but I will. Office hours, there's going to be 1 hour a week where I have a conference call going, and you can just come and join me on that. I haven't decided exactly when that's going to be, but there is actually a discussion that I'd like you to participate in as an introducing yourself. And in that, part of it is telling me what time of day might work for you. There is a prerequisite for the course, and that is you have to have completed Computer Science 10 with a grade of C or better. I would like you to get the textbook, but you don't have to have the textbook. The textbook that I use is Java for Everyone Late Objects, 2nd edition. However, all the reading is available. There is a lot of reading that is available as part of the course, and so if you don't have the textbook, it's not horrible, but the textbook is a great reference. And if you're going to go into computer science and you're going to be continuing into CS13 and other computer science courses and programming in Java, it's an excellent resource to have. So it's the kind of book that you would keep. Let's see, it's 3 units. Obviously, we're online, and this is a course that introduces you to a high-level programming language, which is going to be Java for this course. I use what's called the communicative method in the course, which means I expect you to do the reading ahead of time and answer some questions about the reading before the lecture, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But I have what's called lesson preps. You do the reading, and the lesson preps ask you specific questions about the reading that you need to answer. It's like 4 or 5 questions, and you'll have to turn that in before the week that we're going to discuss those topics. Student learning outcomes. Well, we're going to learn Java programming, first of all, and you can read all of this at your leisure, but please do. Object-oriented fundamentals, we're going to learn all about what object-oriented programming is about. You're going to have to learn to organize your programs, put comments in your programs, have indentation, problem solving applications. We'll need to know how to create algorithms and solutions to problems. Your software and computer requirements, you need to have a computer. Either Windows or Mac will work. We're going to be using an environment called Code 12 for the first 11 weeks of the course, and then we will switch to JGrasp for the last 5 weeks. Both of those will work on a Mac or Windows machine. But you cannot use an iPad or tablet for this course. You have to have a computer. Quite a bit of work in this class, as you'll see, and it just depends too on how fast you work. Some people take a lot longer to do programming assignments than others, and that's fine. You work at your own pace, but you just have to make sure you keep up to the pace of the course, each weekly assignment. So you're going to, let's see, we'll have programming assignments. Those are worth 10 points each. You'll have the lesson preps that are usually worth about 15 points. Then we will also have programming projects. So 3 weeks of the course, week 6, 11, and 16, instead of having a new topic introduced, which we will do on all the other weeks, you will take what you've learned so far and do kind of a larger programming project. Those will be worth a lot more of your grade. Also, there will be 3 tests, one in week 6, week 11, and week 16. And those will be a combination of multiple choice and short answer, and they will test your understanding of the concepts of the course so far. So each one will cover what we've learned so far. There won't be any makeup exams, especially being online. You should have no trouble the week of the course being able to take the test. Late assignments, I do take off points if your assignments are late, and the first day it's late, you get 10% penalty. Up to a week late, you'll get a 25% penalty. 2 weeks late, 50% penalty, and if you don't turn it in within 2 weeks of the due date, then you get no credit. You have to be able to turn in your assignments as we go, because all of the information that you learn about the course builds on itself. So you can't do the next programming assignment unless you've done the previous one. So make sure you stay up to schedule. Grading is a straight percentage. I do round. If you have like an 89.6, I will round up to an A, but try not to let your grade be that close. Okay, if it's an 89.4, I will not round up. The assignment weights are here. We have our lesson preps, which are 10%. Programming assignments are 30%. Programming projects are 30%, and all the tests are 30% of your grade. Make sure that your grades seem like they're matching the comments that I'm giving you. If you feel that you're not getting the grade you deserve, feel free to talk to me about that. Send me an email, and I'm happy to discuss those things with you. Make sure that your work is your own. Okay, don't copy from other people or places. This should be all your own work, and you should be protecting your work. Participation, it's hard to participate when we are online, but every once in a while I will have a discussion that I post, and I'd like you to participate in that. Drops, if you want to drop the course, you can, but that's up to you to do. I will probably not be dropping people unless I notice that you haven't gotten on at all at the first 2 weeks of the class. And incompletes, I do not give incompletes. So at the end of the semester, we're done, and you get the grade that you have earned. Here is a schedule of what we will be learning each week, and you'll see that Then there's a list of all the assignments. Don't look at these due dates because they're not necessarily correct. But once you see the weekly assignment come up, you'll see when the due date is. So if you go to home, then you'll see that we have different weeks. And so your first week is function calls and comments, and there will be some reading to do, and here's your lesson prep and your program for the week. So this particular week, there's a welcome. I'm going to have another video where I show you how to get started with Java and Code 12. There are things that you need to read for week 1. So there are links that you go to actually read the information. Okay, so the first thing was read function calls and comments in Code 12 Java Language Help. So in the Java Language Help, you go to function calls and you read all of this about the function calls and the comments. You'll see it's not a lot to read, but then the lesson prep that I give you has questions that are specifically from that reading. So you have to have looked at the reading to answer the questions. Okay. There's also these examples of this Pong program, and so I'll have you look at some of these. This is a Java program example, and you look at the code, and then I actually ask you some questions about that as well. So like lesson prep for week 1, there's a PDF. I think we can look at it here. You'll have to open it up and download it, and then answer the questions and then upload it again to the assignment. But it looks like this. Okay, so what is a function call, or how are function calls referred to in Java? The answers that I'm looking for have to be specifically from the reading. Okay, so for the first week, this assignment is actually due on August 26th, which is not the Sunday of the week. August 26th is what, Wednesday? So that I expect you to do the reading and this lesson prep in the middle of the week. Program 1 will be due on Sunday at midnight, and then in the middle of the week I will give you the reading for week 2 and the lesson prep for week 2, and that will be due on Sunday at midnight. And so each week after this, you'll have your reading for the week and the lesson prep that has to be done a week ahead. Okay, but I'd like you to do things in the order that you see them posted. Okay, so you'll want to, in week 2, you'll be doing your assignment, your program, and then at the end, after you finish those, you'll go on, do your reading for week 3 and your lesson prep for week 3. So, and then there is this discussion where I ask you to introduce yourself. If you click on the discussion, then you're able to see the discussion and you can reply to it and introduce yourself. So hopefully this will be a great course for everybody. I look forward to teaching you all.